Hey guys, in this video, we're going to talk about changes in the East Bay real estate stemming from the NAR settlement. But before we get started with that, let's cover a couple administrative items. First of all, guys, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, look around the screen. My number is going to appear somewhere on here. Love the opportunity to talk with you. Number two, if you're someone who stays updated regarding the real estate market, again, look around the screen. You're going to see a subscribe button. Subscribe to our channel. And also comment below. Let us know how we're doing and let us know if you have any questions. Again, in this video, we're going to cover the changes that's happening right now in the real estate market here on the East Bay stemming from the NAR settlement. Now, before we get started with that, let's talk a little bit about the history and what's gotten us to this point so far. Back before the establishment of the MLS, what basically happened is a seller of a home would simply engage with a real estate agent like myself. The agent would list a home and then go out and find a buyer, and there would be one commission paid to that agent. Now, what's happened over the years is the multiple listing service really established or allowed us to have multiple agents bring in buyers to the home. And so as myself as an agent, I could probably bring 5, 10, 15 buyers, but we have hundreds of buyers now coming to homes because you have multiple agents bringing those buyers. And what that did was the establishment of the Cooperative Brokers Agreement that allowed the listing agent to split the commission with the buyer's agent. And that's really how the bulk of the commission was being paid by sellers, and that's what the NAR settlement actually challenged. Now, moving forward, changes we're seeing, number one, in the MLS, the big change that we're seeing in the past, there's always been a commission on there for buyers to see. Now, it's not going to be a commission listed on the MLS. That's number one. Number two is the MLS is simply going to state whether the seller is willing to offer concessions to pay the buyer's agent commission. So that's a big change that we're seeing on the MLS. So as a seller of a home, a couple of changes that you're going to see. Your listing agreement that you signed with your real estate agent, that listing agreement is going to have an area that really that says whether you're willing to look at offers that require you to consider a concession to pay the buyer's agent commission. So you're simply going to answer whether you are willing to accept those offers, not accept them, but willing to look at them. So you're not making any commitment and so forth. You're simply saying that you're willing to look at them. Now, this is really important because here's what happens is what drives the price at home, or what drives the sale price, the amount of money that you're going to get for that home, is demand for that home. And you want to create as much demand for the home as possible. If you're saying that you're not willing to pay a commission, or you're not willing to consider buyers that are asking you to pay the buyer's agent commission, it's going to reduce the number of buyers that you're going to have looking at your home. In other words, it's going to reduce the demand and consequently possibly the price that you're going to get for the home. Remember, demand for the home is what drives that price, and it creates as much demand as possible. You want as many agents looking at the home, as many buyers looking at the home, and you want as many offers as possible coming in, and that's going to really kind of drive up. It's going to create demand, and it's going to create competition between people and drive your price up. Now, by saying that you won't even consider offers where they're asking for concessions to pay the buyer's agent commission, that reduces the number of buyers that you're gonna have coming to the house. Now, one of the things that's going to be very important in this process is looking at a net sheet. If you've got multiple offers, and also even if you've got a single offer, looking at a net sheet. And I'm going to pop up an example of a net sheet back here, but what this does is you look at the actual price that you get on the home, the offer price, and it's going to look at it, and again, it's an estimate. It's going to look at your general expenses that we know, and it's going to give you a net proceeds of what you're going to walk away from the transaction. Okay, and what's with the agent, your listing agent should be putting as many as your expenses that they know about in here and give you a net proceeds. Now, one of the things that's going to go in there is that buyer's commission. So it's going to allow you to compare offers where you're paying the commission, and offers you're not paying the commission, and look at that net sheet. So that's going to be real important. So guys, remember, simply you're going to make the decision where you're willing to look at offers. Again, not accept offers, just look at offers or consider offers where there's a concession that you as a seller will actually pay the commission and or the buyer's commission. And remember, you want to create demand, so you want as many buyers looking at that home as possible, creating as much demand for your home as possible, and creating competition for your home. And that's how you really get the highest price. And finally, what's is looking at that net sheet is going to be real important. Now, the NAR settlements created some changes for buyers as well. Probably one of the biggest things is obviously buyers. You could be paying your buyer's agent commission. In the past, that's not necessarily something you'd worried about, but this does create a situation where you could pay some or a portion or all of your buyer's agent commission. Now, there's a couple things that's happened that's real important. Number one, you're going to find that agents are going to be required to do a broker representation agreement with you up front. They're going to have to establish a commission that they're going to be paid up front. That's the buyer's agent. And when you make an offer, there's now what's called a buyer's or seller's concession. In this document that you're going to include with your residential purchase agreement, you're going to put that buyer's agent commission in there, and part of the expenses that you're asking the seller to pay will be that buyer's agent commission. So it becomes really, that buyer's agent commission becomes part of the negotiations, and so that's again a couple changes we're seeing there. Again, you know, as I said, agents are going to be looking to create that buyer's broker's agreement up front with you. You may have to end up paying some of their commission or all of their commission, and when you're making offers, you're going to include that buyer's agent commission as part of your offer, and you're going to part of your terms, and that terms is really going to say whether the seller's paying all, some, or zero of that buyer's agent commission. So that's how one of the ways it's changed for buyers out there. Hey guys, in this next part of this video, we're going to talk about how the changes in NAR rules and NAR settlements affecting lending rules. Now, one of the first things that we see is that it allows for the closing statement to have an expense for buyers to cover the commission to the buyer's agent. The other thing is, in the past, there's been caps on the credits that sellers could make to buyers. Now, what they've determined, or the rules have shifted to say that the buyer's agent commission is not part of the cap, it's separate. So that cap is still going to be, that cap, if, say for instance, if the cap is 3% and you're paying a 3% commission, that cap for seller credit is unaffected. So theoretically, a seller could pay a 3% buyer's agent and still credit the buyers some money for closing costs and that kind of thing. So that's how we're seeing changes for buyers on there. So guys, again, this is the NAR rules and how it's affecting East Bay. Again, if you have any questions and so forth, comment below. Let us know how you're doing. Put your questions below. Also, guys, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, look around the screen. We love the opportunity to talk with you. And finally, if you're somebody who stays updated regarding the real estate market, again, look around the screen. Our subscribe button is there. Subscribe to our channel. Again, guys, thanks for listening. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye now.